So, so I don't know. Do you want to kick it off? Do you want to
Yeah, yeah, I
give some
could do
background
that.
on
I
yours
could do
and
that.
what you did?
Yeah. So I was 17, my first experience. I wasn't particularly a drug user at that time at all. I drank on the weekends as a high schooler at a party. I wouldn't drink every weekend, but if I went to a high school party, I'd probably end up having some cheap beers or wine coolers or something. And what happened was, the classic high school scenario where the parents go out of town for the weekend and there's a party at the house. My best friend at the time had a party at his house, and we were like new agers, man, dressed in black, The Cure, and all this stuff, New Order, Joy Division, and it's a lot of cool people over there, lots of girls, lots of guys, and I don't know how it ended up happening, but somebody said they had some acid, and it had come on my radar because my friend had already done it. But anyways, one thing led to another, and I decided to take a half a hit. Oh, just to back up just a little bit, the way they described it to me, when I asked what it is like, they didn't say anything like it's going to blow your mind or it's going to change your life or you're never going to be the same again or, you're going to see rainbows or prisms or all they told me, not like you can tell anybody anything, but that's not the point. The point is they told me that it was just like being really high on marijuana. So that's what I went into it expecting. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's one thing. Number two, I decided to get my feet wet, just barely tap my feet into the pool. And so I only took a half a dose. Well, this is going to be a real funny and kind of similar experience to a lot of different people. Well, nothing was happening like 10 minutes later. So I was like, I got to take that other hit, you know? So I took probably was a pretty a good enough sized dose to where I actually did have the full experience my first time, where I had a peak and came out on the other side with lucidity. And it was, it was something that I wasn't prepared for. I don't know if you can ever be prepared for an experience like that. There's always going to be that first time. And for a lot of us, it was a good experience the first time. Um, but, I did all kinds of things. I think I was like laying out in a convertible in the parking lot, watching the sun come up. There was one point in the night where I was sitting at a typewriter while all the drunk people at night were asleep, typing a letter to myself until this woman just howled at me and came up and just almost beat me over the head to get me to stop. And you know what? I kept that letter for years. I lost it, damn it, but I wish I still had that letter. And once the sun came up and like the effects are still off, but you're still in the acid head. It was a sunny blue day, and I just had the best day afterwards, the best day of contemplation. Of the one thing I just kept thinking to myself over and over again was, why didn't anybody tell me this? How did I not know about this? Everybody should tell everybody about this. I felt like the veil was lifted, that I could see things the way they were for the first time ever in my life. And I was a really sharp guy. So I thought I knew things, man. And, I realized that everything I knew was basically just what I'd been told. It wasn't what I saw. And I had a renewed senses of what you see with your eyes and what you hear with your ears, of senses, sensuous sensibilities. I realized that I had only been using like 30% of them. So I wanted to be aware. I wanted to take stuff in. And I learned all this my very first trip. But yeah, those two main things, the veil was lifted and what did I say?
Well, you were just like, why did people?
Oh, why didn't anybody tell me
tell you?
about this? I felt like I'd been lied to. That's what I'm trying to spit out. Just utterly. I felt like everything my parents said, everything on all the TVs was just like a wink, wink lie. Like nobody's really telling you the truth about how things are. And I was 17 years old, smart, about to graduate high school and go to college. I was pissed. I was resentful about this fact that nobody shared the most important thing there is with me. Okay? Okay, so anyways, later in the day, I have a girlfriend at the time, a Brazilian girlfriend from Sao Paulo, probably, maybe Rio. I can't remember. God, I can't believe I can't remember that. And so this was so life-changing. I wanted to go straight to her and tell her. So we got together, got the jam box, got the Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart Club cassette tape, because I had always heard that that was made on LSD and that you need to listen to that on LSD. So we went and had a picnic and listened to that tape over and over and over again. And I told her the story of what happened to me. And she listened. You know, I couldn't really, I think I was still in the zone so much that might not have been getting a read of her, that she wasn't really digging what I was saying. Well, she was so concerned, and this is, again, this is the era. This is 1987. She was so concerned with what I just told her that I'm pretty sure she thought I took a drug and went crazy. So she told
Well,
my
in a way,
parents.
I guess you
So
did.
she told my parents,
Oh, Jesus.
and then my mom told my dad, and then my dad said, "If you ever do that again, we're going to yank you out of school and send you to work on the farm in Tennessee." And this is when I'm like months away from graduating high school. And then they tell my vice principal, and I get to go have a meeting with my vice principal and, you know, just
Oh
get
my
antagonized. I don't even know what the point of that is. Basically just like, you better
We
promise
know.
promise us never to do that again. We know what you did. And anyways,
Shame. Shame.
I'll just leave it at that.